What's up, boys? So 6 months ago I started this channel by doing an EDC video, and I said I would do a 6-month update.
Hey, holy shit, what the fuck are you doing here?
What do you mean? I'm you. I live here. It's my house too.
I told them I would do a 6-month update.
I just wanted to know why after 6
whatever.
hours on YouTube
Get out
I
of
think
here.
everybody
Fuck
wants
out of
to
here.
see an update video when you haven't even changed anything. Alright, whatever.
Yeah.
Alright, sorry about that. Yeah, so I figured that today I would do, as today is officially the 1st of September, which marks the 6-month anniversary or first upload date of me posting on YouTube. That first video did get a lot of responses, a lot of attention, quite a few views. I think we're somewhere in the 5,000 range right now. So I'm not trying to milk EDC video views, but I've learned quite a bit in the last 6 months, and going back and watching it, I was extremely monotone. It was very awkward talking to a camera by yourself. I've learned quite a bit in the last 6 months, so I'm going to try and make this just a quick update, clarify things that I didn't clarify, maybe show some new gear, and go from there. So, again, I started top to bottom. I think the first couple of things were pretty straightforward. I don't really need to clarify. Head covering, hat. Unfortunately, I did call these Heatwave Future Tech sunglasses. I called them the laser faces in that video. I am still wearing them. Again, they are 𝚂𝚒𝚒𝚒 rated, impact rated. I might even be rolling, or maybe I'm not rolling it because it's not my footage to roll, but if you check in the description, there is video of these being shot with like all sorts of different rounds, basically surviving a rubber 12 gauge round directly to it, and the glasses don't break. It'll dent your forehead, but it won't, you know, the glasses are still going to be good to go. So that is my quick correction on those. And then again, talking about my clothing, I do a layered system. Yeah, in the summer it is kind of annoying wearing long sleeve shirts and pants. I think there might have been some confusion on how I carry all this stuff. These are the Vertex Delta 2.1s. These are actually the LTs. They've got these little extra pockets on the side. Maybe I take some of this shit out of my pockets. So they've got these extra little pockets here, as well as extra pockets in the back. So you've got a standard back pocket, and then you've got another side one. It makes it a lot easier when you're carrying most of this stuff. So I'm not wearing like cargo shorts or some crazy, you know, contraption on my belt. So I did talk about the Core Essentials belt. I am still wearing that belt, though I have checked into some other belts that I'd like to try out just to diversify and see maybe there's better things. The overlap where the tail of the belt feeds into the buckle does get a little wide, which kind of does push the holster that I wear forward a little, makes kind of a pancake effect and pushes my shirt out. There might be better options. Cobra buckles don't really do that, as they join in the middle, but they don't have the same type of infinite adjustability as the Core Essentials belt. So that is the belt. Still wear the same socks, still wear the same shoes, still have these little CountyComm Meritech emergency sear compasses. I said that I wore one, I picked up another one, and I've been playing with those outside for, you know, a year, 6 months, 8 months, however long it's been. They work, they're very nice. I mentioned in that video that I'm a big watch guy. This is a Seiko Samurai? Yeah, Seiko, it's not a tuna. Seiko Samurai is a great watch. I have a GMT that is on the way. I've got a Rolex. I've got some other watches. Maybe I'll dive into those if people want to see that type of content. But for right now, I do have different watches that I cycle through. I believe I was wearing the Oh, I can't remember what I was wearing in the video. Probably the Suunto. That is my watch. And then I started talking about the other goodies and whatnot. I am still carrying my Rick Hinder XM18. This is the 3-inch working finish with the black G10. However, occasionally I do swap and carry this custom paramilitary 2 with some jade, 𝚂𝚔𝚋𝚜𝚌 scales, and a flamed titanium deep pocket carry clip from Lynch Northwest. I did go over as well the Microtech Troodon that I carry. Still don't use it for anything other than self-defense. I don't know, there was some commentary about whether or not I should be carrying a fixed blade or not. Again, these items that I carry on my person are within the laws in the state in which I reside. If you are able to carry a fixed blade, that's awesome. Unfortunately, I am not allowed to under circumstances or situations in which I'm not hunting. So I understand and I appreciate maybe this isn't the best mechanism for a fixed self-defense weapon, but it is unfortunately one of my only options. Could I fight with this? Sure. Could I fight with this? Sure. I don't want to get into a knife fight at all, as I said in that video, so I'm just gonna regulate that to that back pocket. In that video, I also went over my multi-tool. Same thing. This is the two-tone Leatherman Wave. Special edition. I think this has a 2016 birth date with the original non-replaceable, so the non-plus cutting head. This is not my only Leatherman. I've got crunches, rebars, surges. I don't know, I have like 6 or 7 of these waves. I've also carried the surge pretty regularly. Carry that in a clip and carry Kydex belt holster that I got at Smoky Mountain Knife Works when I was visiting a buddy for his wedding. I prefer this to, I prefer this to something like putting a pocket clip. This is a Leatherman Charge special edition with G10 scales. I prefer that to something like this. This doesn't move around a lot, and yeah, while this might drop if I violently shake it, this has fallen out of my pocket and I've lost it in my vehicle. So I would rather do that than lose my light, or than lose my multi-tool. Another kind of point of contention, I think, there was a couple comments. Be glad that I'm not roasting you right now. You know, it is what it is. People made some comments about it, was that I carry multiple flashlights. I don't always carry both of those flashlights, and I understand that you might not have that need or necessity for light or forward-facing light in your life, but I'm outside in the dark quite a bit. So in that video, I showed the Modlite PLH V2 with the Theorem switchback. That was my primary weapon light that I carried on my person, in conjunction with my pistol mounted light as well. This is a great option regardless of whether or not Modlite keeps doing fucky wucky things. However, shortly after that, I did also pick up the Cloud Defensive MCH EDC head and OD green, and I put again the Theorem switchback on that. So I've kind of been cycling back and forth between these two. They have very similar results. I still do kind of tend to pick up the Modlite a little bit more than the Cloud Defensive, though there's nothing wrong with this, and I think they are rapidly catching up to these guys. That being said, I'm not a big fan of the color temperature of this. I like really, really blue. I'm talking like 6,000 plus Kelvin light. I just want a wall of extremely bright light. I don't need high color reproduction. I don't need high accuracy in the information that I'm getting, because I'm not taking photographs. This is for fighting, this is not for photography. So I think they could probably squeeze out a little bit more brightness at the kind of the sacrifice of maybe some runtime if they switched. I don't know what type of LEDs they're using. I don't know what type of LEDs these people are using either, but I'm a big flashlight and LED nerd. So I also picked up, this is the CountyComm Maritac Ace Beam P16. Yeah, Defender P16 through Ace Beam. Its OD color is a collaboration with CountyComm or Maritac. They also, for their 33rd anniversary, just released a splash variant of this, so it is a green and black splash. I also picked that one up. So I've also been cycling this guy out in place of those. It does have a double underset, double sprung pocket clip, and I believe the tail cap's a little bit too large to use the 𝚑𝚑 switchback, but this thing is fucking ridiculously bright. I do appreciate that, and cool coloring. So those have been my tactical application or fighting flashlights. Okay, and this is where the rabbit hole kind of went off. So I said that I also would like, if I have a fighting light, I also like to have a general purpose light. When I showed this light, it was the light that I was using that day. It was an example of what I was doing or what I was using. I don't necessarily always carry this. I don't necessarily always carry this. I don't necessarily always carry this. If I'm just running to get groceries, if I'm gonna be out 5-10 minutes, I'm going right down the block, I'm not gonna load up all this stuff. But if I know I'm gonna be out in a area where I need to have fighting illumination, I will bring fighting illumination. I will put this in my pocket or in my bag. If I know I'm gonna be at a friend's house for a bonfire or something that I might need exterior or forward facing light, I will put this on. It is a system, not necessarily always and forever. I could break this down into like core items that are always on my person, things that I add on, but that was what was on my person. That's what I showed you. So this is the MSR D4W. It's basically the exact same thing as the D4V2. It's just angled forward at a 90 degree instead of out the top. These are probably two of my favorite flashlights of all time. They're extremely bright. This is literally a wall of light. You can get them in different variants with lighted buttons, different auxiliary LEDs, different primary LEDs, two different types. If you want to do mode switching, if you want high CRI or red, if you're a hunter, and then white, if you want white and red, like it's ridiculous. Like the options are very, very deep and amazing for these flashlights, and you get a lot of light for, this was like $70, this was like $50. So what you're getting, but it doesn't have a rear tail cap. That's why I don't carry it as a tactical flashlight. This is a general purpose or admin/EDC flashlight for me. So the admin or general purpose light. Alternatively, for administrative tasks or alternative administrative task lights, I would sometimes carry something like this. Again, if I don't need a bunch of runtime, but I need something like I'm doing work on a vehicle or I'm just taking the trash out, I will carry something like this. This is the Rovivon A33 pen light. It's got a internal battery, USB-C rechargeable. They come in a bunch of different colors. This one's pretty well worn and beat up from pocket time. These run great. They're about $20 or $30. I do believe it was in my cheap EDC light video. If you'd like to check that out, that's somewhere on screen now or in the description. So again, there's multiple ways to skin the cat. For me, I like having light because I can't see at night and I don't have $40,000 for panos. So it is what it is. I'm gonna do the exact same thing I did the last time. I'm gonna talk about everything and then talk about the gun. So I still carry a key bar. The system works. I'm not gonna show you my keys, but I will show you my wallets and stuff this time from popular request. Multiple people asked which ones they were. So this is the current wallet that I'm using. It is the STAC wallet. I took everything out of it, but it's got two flaps on the inside. It can hold about 3 cards per side, and then it folds over. It's a great wallet. It costs about $9. You can get it in a bunch of different colors, camo patterns, black, gray. Yeah, STAC makes great products. You should check them out if you're interested. The other keys, same deal. Gizmo ring, still the same. Bit kit with the 𝚑𝚑 Phillips head still in there. Cabinet key, safe key, 256 gig Samsung USB, the Illumin Top Frog. I don't count this as another flashlight because it's literally this big. My pinky is bigger than this flashlight. It's not a real flashlight. It is a keychain thingamabob. 𝚂𝚘𝚋𝚌𝚛𝚒𝚋 Meritech glow tabs and the InCharge 6. I couldn't remember what this thing was called. It is called the InCharge 6. Basically, it's a micro USB, a USB-A with an adapter. You can make it USB-C to USB-C or USB to mini USB/Lightning. It is a very useful little handy charging cable that is always on my person. Okay, and last but certainly not least, my pistol setup. So this is a Gen 5 Glock 45 9mm pistol with a couple upgrades since last time. Still the same pistol, still same stock internals, still the Zev Duty 19 slide, still the TLR7, the original model with the side buttons. Again, if you want to send me the new one with the rear switches, I will take it and I will review it. I would appreciate that. The only difference is I did swap the 507C V2 for the 508T V2 that I had on my Glock 17. I had some issues with my Glock 17 and I swapped optics because I took the optic off of it. I ended up rectifying the issue. It was my own damn fault and it is what it is. I also added this Radian afterburner and ramjet barrel and comp. I have been testing this now for 3.5 months and I will be putting out a review here shortly. And when I did that video, I'd also just picked up this T-Rex Arms Sidecar 2.0 in multicam black. It's a great holster. I will do an update on that separately. I went from a non-light bearing 1.0 to the light bearing 2.0. I've noticed zero issues or problems. I dry fire this thing every single day, and outside of just a little bit of extra bulk and a little bit of the barrel sticking out of the bottom of this, it's good to go. I do have plans to go ahead and add that upper to this green, factory green BFG Glock 45 lower, and that'll be my new carry piece, but that is a project for another time. So that's pretty much it for today's video, guys. I just wanted to do a quick update, kind of just reiterate some things. Yeah, that's pretty much, the system is sound. Once you figure out what works for you, stick with it. I'm not saying because I have a YouTube channel that I don't try other things or change things or, you know, periodically carry extra stuff. Like, as I was filming this, I took this out of my pocket. Like, sometimes I'll just stick an extra knife in my pocket just to fuck with, right? Like, but it's not the core of my system. So if you like today's video, go ahead and hit that like button. You don't have to, but I would appreciate it if you did. If you disliked it, you can hit that button too. Go ahead and subscribe if anything that I said today interested you. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video, guys. I don't have anything else for you. So, peace. Oh yeah, the fog is coming, so just be aware of that.